Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here and I really do appreciate your time. I have a new mic that I am testing out in this video to see if I prefer this sound quality than using my other podcast mic that I feel like my iPhone was not picking up my voice the best. So I'm just like trying different things. You guys can let me know if you prefer it like this or how it sounds like that sitting on my shirt, but I'm just gonna hold it for now. So I wanted to talk about this video that is going viral and kind of brought up this topic regarding the different types of men that are attracted to dark-skinned women with kinky 4C natural hair.
As you know, or maybe you don't know, I started wearing my natural hair fully shrunken on TikTok and I'm really excited about it. And I was really excited to, be my authentic self. Like before, when I was wearing my braids, it'd be between styles and I would have anxiety. If you're not black, for black girls, you literally have anxiety about being your natural self because what goes on in our society. It's literally, there's so many struggles when it comes to confidence and stuff. If you think you have anxiety, like you don't even know the anxiety it is to be a black girl. Like it's really, really hard, y'all. It's really, really hard. But I'm doing it, y'all. I'm doing it. Anyways, so recently I posted a video on TikTok and I was talking about how I only pull white men whenever I wear my natural hair and I'm not tripping. And after that, I got a lot of backlash. I got a bunch of comments on Twitter just about my appearance. Let me go ahead and say, they say you're a raggedy, ugly, dusty ass, nasty ass, armpit hair having ass, dirty room having ass bitch. They said that to me because I said I only pull white boys with this hair. That's the backlash that I got from saying those words.
From her putting this video out, there were other young ladies who decided to follow her trend, which I think is awesome, as well as what ended up being a bigger conversation that are outside of the natural hair community is she said that, oh, I'm probably gonna attract white men now, or should I say more white men because I'm wearing my hair like this. And basically this upset black men. There were a lot of black men in her comment section, and when this was, obviously reshared in the comment sections, saying things like, we love natural hair, just basically acting as if black men are not known colorists and texturists. And there were black women also. Unfortunately, there will always be women who feel that having a certain perspective will put them in a position to receive positive attention from men online, from random men online, which I don't understand why, but they were basically saying, yeah, I know it's black men. And then you have women saying like, hey, like what she's saying is actually true. I attract different men depending on how I'm wearing my hair. So that's the premise. That's basically what I wanted to talk about in this video because that is something that I have been experiencing my entire life. Even when I was modeling, how my hair was really dictated how my race was read or how my ethnicity was read. And depending on how my hair is, my features lend, I guess, to different ethnicities. And depending on what your twist is, that's going to be attractive to one man over another. It's not necessarily an issue. I think the problem is that whenever we have these conversations about black women's aesthetics in relation to our attractiveness and desirability to black men, there is a point in which black men's texturism and colorism is discussed. Unfortunately, our counterparts within our race, not saying everyone has to date within our race, but generally the men that share our race are not attracted to our natural features oftentimes. They like aspects of our beauty, like our hips, our butt, the more sexual sort of features, but like our features far as our noses, our dark skin, our deep dark skin, the kinkiness of our hair, the fact that our hair does not grow out of our head straight, that we have to straighten it and maintain it, that has often been discussed by black men very publicly, very loudly, in fact, that they do not like it, that they don't, it's not what they prefer. They prefer natural hair that is growing out of the woman's head straight. And so when she gets it wet, or, when she wakes up in the morning, she doesn't have to put a wig on, just all of those sort of things. Not never taking into consideration that women who have naturally straight hair still utilize extensions, still wear wigs, and still do and use some of the same techniques that Black women use to enhance or add on to their beauty. And so it becomes this thing where a lot of times Black women are in this position where, okay, I know Black men don't like my natural hair, especially depending on what your hair texture is. I know Black men don't like my natural hair, so I'm going to then try to cover it or manipulate it or do something to it to make it more presentable to Black men, because ideally, most Black women ideally want to attract Black men. Like, generally speaking, most Black women, they're the person that the group of men they're trying to get the most attention from and to be desired by is Black men. That's changing, but periodically, overall, that has been the way it is. So I think what we have here is Black women say, well, I'm going to change my hair and I'm going to wear wigs, I'm going to wear weaves, and Black men like that and they find that attractive. And then you have those same Black men shaming women for looking like how they would only be attracted to them like. I think that's ridiculous. So I think a lot of Black women are kind of like moving out of that sense of even caring. I think they're more so focused on what they like and what's healthy for them and what's healthy for their hair and what's healthy for you know what I'm saying? There's definitely always going to be this overarching Black male gaze going on, but I think overall a lot of Black women are no longer led by that completely. I mean, I know I'm not. I think a lot of other Black women are also saying like, I'm just gonna do what I like to do. So I wanted to say that first of all, I attract everyone. No, seriously, I attract men of all races. I attract Black men, white men, Hispanic men, Asian men, rich men, poor men, men, women. I attract everyone, okay? And because I attract everyone, I have single-handedly experienced the way I am treated or received depending on what's going on with my hair. I don't have really kinky 4C hair. I have like a mix between, I would say 3B, 4A. That's my hair texture. So when I wear my natural hair out, whether it's stretched or it's shrunken, my natural hair is more acceptable than someone that has kinkier hair than mine. However, those compliments that I receive are always really gross, like, oh, I like your natural hair because it's not nappy. And I always knew that that's not a compliment. Like, I always knew that number one, I need to stop talking to this colorist person, this texturist person. And number two, wow, so, okay, so then what does that mean? And then that type of compliment will usually be followed by something like, oh, well, what are you mixed with? Or, basically someone saying like, okay, you overall look like a Black girl or a Black woman, but I perceive your hair texture as beautiful. So what are you mixed with that's giving you this beauty that I can attribute your beauty to? Like, what is it? Tell me what it is that's in your genetics so I can then correct or have the answer to why I find you attractive or why I like your hair. So it's problematic. It's not a compliment. It's gross, and I've always experienced that. So that's number one. When I have my hair like this is not my hair. None of my hair is out. The only thing that's out is my edges. I don't know if it's because I can blend my hair well. I've always had a talent or an ability to make sure that my hair blends with whatever wig or added hair, because I've never really been a fan of weaves. I am going to be 30 years old in September, and I've only had a weave twice, and each time they were horrific. I hated it. I said, never again, I will just wear a wig. So, yeah, it's usually always been a wig or some type of ponytail. It's never, like, I don't do tracks. That's not really, so, in this pursuit, I always have tried to find ways to blend my hair well with whatever hair I'm using. And as I got older, I started to prefer using hair that was closer to my texture, that looks more like my texture now. Back in the early 2000s, this was very hard to do because a lot of hair care products and especially places where you could purchase weave, particularly the beauty supply store, they did not even have natural hair. They didn't have any kinky, curly, anything. So as I got older, I would say around when I turned 25, I started to notice that there was more diversity and weave and wigs available to Black women. And so I chose to gravitate more towards that because I think that looks the best on me. I think with my bone structure, my skin tone, my features, that textured hair looks best on me, whether it's a looser curl like this, or it's my natural hair, or it's a wig that has a kinky curl to it. That tends to look the best on me, I feel. I have worn my hair straight as well as I have a few straight wigs that I will wear every now and then because I grew up in the 90s and I grew up seeing Naomi Campbell with that straight down the middle part, bone straight hair all the way down her back. So, of course, I'm going to have my moment when I want to channel her, but overall, I tend to prefer kinky curly hair on myself. And again, I have seen how when I wear my natural hair, I have seen how Black men again react, what they say, their colorism, comes out, their texturism come out. But it's the same thing with white men. I have experienced white men seeing my features and exotifying them, and they immediately, especially, oh my god, especially when I was modeling professionally, they used to use me to represent mixed women. I was, a Black woman. I was a Latina. I was like, they would, depending on how my hair looked or how they wanted to lighten my skin or what they wanted to do to manipulate my features in post, they would use me to fill in for whatever token they needed at the time for the shoot. So that was weird. Having people, having a creative director come into, the station where they're doing our hair and makeup, and they tap the stylist and they say, oh, no, I need this, do this so she looks more, more Black, or do this so she looks more mixed, or it's weird. But hair absolutely plays into how people perceive your ethnicity or race, especially if your features are not as definable or not as obvious. I just wanted to say that I completely agree with what the young lady was saying in the video, and I tell her if she attracts more white men, so what? Who gives a fuck? Like, at this point, my feelings to Black women in general is, I say this all the time, I have said this in several videos of mine that I've already posted, is you need to go where you're loved. You need to go where you are genuinely embraced. You need to go with the group of men that makes you feel genuinely good about yourself. And if that's not a Black man, it's not a Black man. It's as simple as that. Like, I feel like Black women have over the years been so loyal and so committed to upholding Black love by themselves that I have to say, like, it's okay. We can put down the cape. We can put down, the banner, and we can focus on being with men who genuinely love us. So that's what I have to say about that. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and have your notifications bell turned on so you don't miss any of my random posts. I still don't have a posting schedule, so thank you for bearing with me. But guys, drop down below in the comments and let me know if you're feeling what I'm saying. And if you're not feeling what I'm saying, you can still comment. Just all I ask is that you be respectful. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.